You're watching The Final Takeaway, one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube. Subscribe and help us get to the next 1,000 subscribers. And yes, please turn on your notification bell for instant updates the moment we post new videos. Message us if you have a breaking story or want to be a guest on our channel. See all the links below to our social media platforms, resources, and how to become a VIP member. Hey friends, in case you missed the highly publicized case of Melissa Atwell-Holder, more widely known as Melly Mel, we've got you covered. We're back for a conversation-styled episode, so grab a chair and your coffee, and let's get to it. We're going to provide you with full coverage of Melissa Atwell-Holder's immigration court hearing with video clips. The hearing, properly called a master hearing, is a special hearing for persons arrested and detained by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, commonly known as ICE. ICE usually arrests and detains someone when they come under scrutiny, and their legal status in the United States raises questions and doubts. If you're following this case, these are the key facts to know about Melly Mel's immigration case based on the hearing. Keywords, key facts, not speculations, not guesswork, not hearsay. This is the type of intel you can take to the bank and cash it for money because it's legit. Let's get to it, shall we? Melly Mel's case was heard on the morning of March 28, 2025, in front of an immigration judge named Judge Francis Mwangi. She was represented by a lawyer named Joyce Booth of J. Booth Immigration Law Group, LLC, located in Georgia.
Joyce Booth, I'm the attorney for Melissa Holder.
So no, she was not represented by Mark Benchcup, as was the word on the street. And definitely not Miss Shallon Washington, the attorney who publicly announced she was not representing Melly Mel. You can check out the video in our playlist. Moving on, Joyce Booth, the immigration attorney, told the judge that Melly Mel is a social activist and has no criminal record.
I believe my client is known as an activist against the Guyanese government.
She then asked the judge to release Melly Mel on bond, also known as bail. The judge granted the request and set bail at $7,500 US. You can check out the video on the details about that. Up to the time of uploading this video, we could not confirm whether Melly Mel was able to pay the bond or was released from the Richwood Detention Facility in Louisiana. We do know that a GoFundMe set up in her name raised $1,000 US to help pay her legal fees. But let's back up a bit. Why was Melly Mel detained by ICE in the first place? And FYI, her lawyer says she herself is confused as to why ICE detained Miss Atwell-Holder. Here is what we know. Melly Mel was detained by the Immigration and Deportation Agency in the United States because her legal status in the U.S. came into question following scrutiny by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and that's USCIS, and the Department of Homeland Security, DHS.
Your Honor, from my end, it's a regular case where she's a visa overstay.
She was subsequently served with a notice to appear on an immigration form, a special form called Form I-862. The notice to appear is a document issued by DHS to start immigration removal proceedings against someone who is not a U.S. citizen, someone who is not a citizen of the United States. The charge or charges brought against the person are laid out in the notice. The notice also orders the person to appear in immigration court at a specified date. So that's what happened on March 28th. She, based on the notice to appear, attended the first hearing called the master hearing. And get this, it is not uncommon for ICE to serve the notice to appear directly on the person and arrest them at the same time. The next important thing people want to know and are seeking clarity on is, what was Melly Mel charged with? Here is what we learned. DHS started removal and deportation proceedings against Miss Atwell-Holder based on a visa overstay. She overstayed her visitor's visa. Melly Mel reportedly entered the United States in 2022 on a B1, B2 class visa. The B1, B2 visa allows foreign citizens to enter the United States temporarily for business or pleasure, tourism, or both, a combination of both reasons. Individuals have a maximum of 6 months stay in the country. One single day over the allotted time without a valid extension endorsed by the immigration authorities automatically leads to a visa overstay. In fact, the person's visa will be automatically canceled. It self-cancels, and they will be considered unlawfully present in the U.S. Unlawful presence can lead to a whole host of immigration issues, including being barred from re-entering the United States and being deported. Another big question is, did Melly Mel plead guilty or not guilty? It's admitting to the charges or denying the charges, okay? Through her attorney, Melly Mel admitted to the charge of unlawful presence based on a visa overstay.
On behalf of your clients, do you concede proper service of the notice to appear?
We do, Your Honor. Admit to the charges. And
In other words, she pleaded guilty as charged. Now, does Melly Mel have legal status in the U.S.? You may already know the answer, but let's talk about it. Based on information revealed by her attorney, it's yes and no. Technically, on a legal technicality, that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Send me a shout out to let me know you watched the entire video. What's your main thought on this case? And I will pin your comment at the top as a thank you. Alrighty, everyone. Stay safe.